Houston, we have a problem.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
A boy's best friend is his mother.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Silent breed is people!
Yo, Action!
Let's put a smile on that face.
I gotta warn you, Clark. They don't play the same games here as they do at them regular casinos.
Royale too.
Welcome back to episode 11 of Casino Royale with Cheese. This is the show where me and my esteemed colleague discuss movies that came out exactly 20 years ago. My name is Shane. With me today I have my esteemed colleague who is a man who has no fear in devouring little boys. This is Mike.
What the fuck, Shane?
That's
Why do you always say such strange fucking things to me? Like, most people, that are friends, they're like, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Oh, no. This guy likes to touch little boys or eat little boys, whatever you just said about me.
Devour little boys, yeah. Oh, no, it's from the movie. What was the other one that got you, though? Was, The Man Who Has No Penis from Ghostbusters. That was a particularly good one.
Yeah, really, really kind words. Appreciate that.
Oh, I got you. How's it going today, brother?
Been a crazy weekend. This is Easter weekend that we're recording on. I ran a 5K yesterday.
3-something miles. Yeah, it's not bad.
I think it's 3.1 miles.
Yeah, that's good.
Big mistake.
You think so?
Big mistake. Yeah, my fucking legs are killing me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, when I sit down to take a shit, like, my legs.
Happy Easter, everybody, by the way, if you're watching this around Easter time. Today, we're getting back into the swing of things. This is something that me and Mike haven't had to do since we started the show, really. We're talking about a movie that came out exactly 20 years ago.
Yeah, first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't even start the show with it was already, Titanic was running, but it already had started before we started the podcast.
Right. Yeah, exactly. With that, I gotta say, I was more excited about last week than I am this week. If I'm being
It's got me rethinking the whole format of this show, dude. Like, maybe we don't watch the number one movie from 20 years ago. We just pick our favorite movies.
Right. Yeah. Because this one, not to go too much into detail, but this really didn't do it for me. I'm gonna say right now. What are we talking about today, Mike? First off.
We're talking about the 1998 number one hit, Lost in Space.
Yes, it was number one at the box office April 3rd, 1998. It was directed by Stephen Hopkins, who I'll go into a little bit more detail, but he's an interesting cat, dude. He's had some crazy experiences. It was written by Akiva Goldsman, who I'm going to go into him a little bit.
Excuse me for coughing a little bit. I'm just coming down, wrapping up a week of being sick, so.
Well, and you ran that, 5K, so. But
again, a big mistake.
Right. This movie starring William Hurt, Mimi Rogers, Heather Graham, Lacey Chabert or Chabert, depending on how European you are.
It's Chabert. Chabert for sure.
Chabert, yeah. This is. It also has Jack Johnson, but not the Jack Johnson you're thinking of. Gary Oldman and Matt LeBlanc, to name the big players in this thing.
I mean, 1998, on paper, this looks good.
Dude, it had a hell of a cast to it. I'm not going to lie. In fact, it's kind of ironic because last night, me and the wife watched that Darkest Hour featuring Gary Oldman. And, man, it kind of put a smile to my face just because I've always thought that he was a great actor. And it seems like he's just kind of like been kicked around Hollywood ever since I've been paying attention to him. And so now he's finally getting like recognition for his talent, which is obviously there.
Well, he doesn't have the looks or the size to be like a leading man or an action star.
he's not a Brad Pitt by any means or anything like that, you know, or even
I've
like a
always
Liam Neeson or
I've always got the feeling from him that he was like did Shakespeare plays.
I could see that. Yeah, he does have a more classic type of acting ability to him. If you haven't watched it, did you watch Darkest Hour, Mike?
No.
Yeah, he does pretty good in it. It's funny. I was listening online. Somebody was saying that it's a good movie, but it's one that like your grandparents would really get into.
Really?
Yeah, just because it's like a bunch of. I mean, there's the whole movie kind of consists of like dudes sitting around and talking, you know. But yeah, but the overall story of it's actually pretty good. But if you don't like watching old dudes sit around and talk, then you're not gonna get much out of it, you know. So, but so Stephen Hopkins, does that? I'm guessing that doesn't ring any bells with you at all.
No.
He started. I think he had done like a short like independent movie back in the day. And like he had gone to like film school and stuff like that, and he had wanted to get into like doing big stuff, you know. And so he wound up going up to New Line Cinema, like their headquarters, and he asked him, you know, basically trying to get a job, and apparently he like lived out of his car outside of like the New Line corporate office or whatever, and like basically they finally came out with the Nightmare on Elm Street 5. I think that's the Dream Child. And so anyway, they were like, here, we're doing this movie, just take this fucking movie and we'll call it good, you know. And so he wound up doing that, and they were actually surprised because they only gave him like 4 weeks to shoot and edit the film, and he got it all done, and it didn't look like complete ass, you know. And so they were like, shit, you know, let's start kicking this guy more work. And finally his name got around a little bit in Hollywood, and he did like Predator 2, and he did this and like a couple other things, but he's had more recent success on like TV. Like he's directed episodes like Shameless and stuff like that. So, and he did 24. He was like the showrunner for that back in the day. So it is what it is.
I don't know how let's just say he's lucky he got another shot after this movie.
Oh, yeah, we'll say that, but we'll go into it more in detail later on. It was written by Akiva Goldsman. And Akiva Goldsman, he's not really a household name, but you've seen his stuff, I guarantee. He's, he most recently did The Dark Tower, which I haven't watched that. I heard it was awful.
I watched it.
Yeah. Any good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I heard that people that read the books are not fans of the movie, but I've never read the books, so. There's
a ton left out.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Well, it's like how many books in that series? Like a dozen or more, you know? Yeah. He did the Transformers The Last Night. You know my opinion on Transformers. Not a fan. He did The Fifth Wave.
Best movies ever.
Yeah, exactly. The Fifth Wave. I read that book actually, and I watched the movie. Wasn't a big fan of it. He did I Am Legend, which I didn't really care for at all.
I liked it.
There you go. He did iRobot. Not a fan.
I liked it.
Yeah. A Beautiful Mind, which I think that
I liked it.
I like parts of that movie, but it's not. I think that it's overrated, or at least it was when it came out back in 2001 or whatever. He did this. He did Batman and Robin.
Not a fan.
No, not a fan. I don't know if there are fans of that movie. And Batman Forever, he did that as well. So there's a little backstory with his career. Anyway, had you seen this movie before, Mike?
I thought I had, and I'm pretty sure, because I watched it this morning, I'm pretty sure I have not seen this movie before.
Yeah. Do you remember when it came out at all, or?
No.
No? Okay.
The only thing I can give to this is that I was 19 when it came out. I was in training in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing my mind was a little preoccupied than what's in the theaters this weekend.
You got other shit thinking about? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
You weren't going to go watch it anyway, even if you wanted to, so.
I do remember a couple of, scenes, so I don't know if I've seen other things, people talked about it.
Maybe
on,
snippets on YouTube or something.
Something. I definitely have seen some parts of the movie, but I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah. It was so I actually saw this in the theater. There was a buddy of mine that me and him, like, anytime anything came out, really, all the way. This was back when I was in like junior high school. So if it was like Jurassic Park, The Lost World, or whatever, like, we'd go to the theater, we watch the X-Files movie and all that shit. And so I watched this thing with that buddy of mine, and at the time I was like, because I was maybe 13 years old or so, and I was like, man, this is a cool movie. There's lots of action and fast-paced shit, you know, like, and then we went to, we actually wound up going to the drive-in the summer of 1998, and this was showing a doubleheader with the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie and this. So,
Okay.
that was an evening for you, I guess, you know. But
I mean, for a 13-year-old, it's a pretty cool night.
yeah, oh yeah. 33-year-old, not as much into it, you know, but whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and play the guessing game, the numbers game right now?
Sure. Number one movie for 1 week.
That's exactly right. Nail on the head. That's it. I think you already knew that though, but yeah.
No, I didn't know that, but we joked about it on the last podcast.
Right.
And then after watching it, there's no way it could have lasted more than 1 week.
Yeah. It was made on an $80 million budget, which, okay, so for $80 million, and considering the amount of special effects that were in this thing, and considering like how new and unrefined special effects were at the time, like CGI and whatnot, I don't think it looks that bad. It doesn't look good, but I've definitely seen worse. None of it's like the Scorpion King bad looking, you know. Like,
Dude, this is our 11th episode, and already we've talked about movies with way better special effects.
Yeah.
That came out way before this movie and spent less money.
oh, well, I mean, like Jurassic Park looks way better than this thing, you know. But there was a lot less stuff in Jurassic Park too, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is. Do you dare to take a stab at the final box office numbers for this thing?
I don't think they made their money back.
Are you saying domestically or worldwide?
Yeah, domestically.
Oh,
domestically. You ask me that every week. I thought all we talk about is domestic stuff.
That's fair enough. Yeah. No, domestically, it wasn't there. They made 69 million and some change back. Worldwide, it brought in 136 million. So if they did bring it back, like make it back, it was that and maybe some change, you know. Like, that's it. So yeah. That's all I got numbers wise, really. I don't know. Do you want to get into this thing, I guess?
Let's start this dog turd off.
Right, get it out of the way. You bet.
Yeah. We can wrap this up in about 15 minutes. Come on.
That's really about it. So this movie, it takes place, the opening date on it is September 30th, 2058, which is already kind of out of control. Like, we're looking at like 40 years from now, so I call bullshit, but whatever. Apparently the Earth is officially dying. It's within a couple of decades no longer going to be able to support human life. And so the humanity, basically, they say, is like banded together, and they're trying to get this project set up where we go find this new planet to live on called Alpha Prime. And so anyway, they establish it early on in the movie during the opening monologue that everybody's banded together. They show this thing.
The United Global Space Force.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Yep.
As soon as I heard those 4 words, I was like, what the fuck am I getting ready to watch?
They built this big thing called the Hypergate. And it kind of looks like a big-ass Stargate out in space. And apparently it's supposed to make it so that you can move at like faster than light speeds. And it's pretty exact. So you build a hypergate on this side of the galaxy and a hypergate on the other side. You go through it and you end up at the other one. And so that's how they're going to get to this Alpha Prime.
Well, from the way I understood it, they can already travel at hyperspeeds.
Yes.
But they need the gates in order to control their destination.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's accurate. I do like at the beginning of this because it shows the hypergate and people flying around and constructing the fucking thing. And then they talk about how everybody's united. And then the first thing you see is they're getting attacked by this other group of people. The global sedition.
The global sedition.
Right. Wait. I thought everybody banded together on this thing. But okay, fuck it.
I want to think that the bad guys, the global sedition, was like, oh, they got global in their name, we'll put global in our name too.
Right, our global's better than yours. Yeah.
Couldn't they just bring the sedition?
I mean, yeah.
And it kind of speak for itself right there.
Yeah, it's seditious, most definitely. You know.
Yeah. So we're introduced to Major West,
Matt LeBlanc. Yep.
Matt LeBlanc, and Morgan from Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's the character's name is Jeb Walker, but he really doesn't factor in the movie that much, so I didn't get the actor's name.
Well, he's great in The Walking Dead, and he is dog shit in this movie.
He doesn't do anything in this movie.
The accent he chooses, I don't get. It's like a Texas gravelly. I don't understand how to say it. I don't know. It was really
like
really
jarring.
terrible.
Yeah, especially after you've seen The Walking Dead, I'm sure that you're like, that's not the way that dude talks. You know, like.
No, he's a really well-spoken, like intelligent person.
Right.
And then Matt LeBlanc, he can't play anything other than Joey. He just can't. It's not in him.
He kind of looks well, and I will say this because he kind of does. I get tired of like the badass fighter, like he's a roguish, you know, stereotype in Hollywood. Like you never like it's very not very often that you see somebody like Goose from Top Gun that's like a family man, you know, and all that. No, they gotta be this dude with an attitude, you know, and all this other. It's in every movie, you know.
A woman in every port.
Right, exactly. But I will say that Matt LeBlanc and who we'll see later, Gary Oldman, are the only people that look like they actually give a shit about trying to at least do something, you know, performance-wise in this movie.
Oh, I think he was trying to act.
Right.
He was acting.
Just not very well.
Poorly.
Right.
Yeah.
But they, at least him and Gary Oldman had like a certain energy to him. Everybody else looked bored and uninterested, you know. But,
well, they had cool target eyes.
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Could they control the weapon systems with their eyeballs?
Yeah. That would actually come in handy, yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Right. This global sedition, they're attacking the construction of this hypergate, and Don West and Jeb Walker go out to try to shoot down these fighters that are taking out the sedition pilots. They talk about it's another mutant suicide squad, but I don't know what was exactly so mutant about these guys. It was weird.
They had face paint.
They did, but
and I only saw the one.
Yeah, they only show like one of them in the movie, but he didn't look that mutated to me. And they never go into like the backstory with these sedition guys. Anyway,
no, this is almost the last time you see the sedition.
Yeah, the only other thing is like Dr. Smith. They don't realize he's like working with them, but that's it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, they wind up taking out like all of them, but Jeb Walker, his gets attacked, and he's like gonna run into the hypergate, and so Matt LeBlanc like goes through like with this cockpit of his fighter and like bumps him out of the way so that he doesn't hit it and explode, and that's pretty much it. One thing I did like was that their fighters actually had like shark mouths, kind of like a P-51 or something, you know. But other than that, the scene does nothing for me, and it all looks like crap, you know.
Well, it's the big opening action scene.
Right. Didn't do
That's
much
what
for
is
me.
supposed to like draw you into the movie. Like, this is what you're getting ready to watch.
Right.
2 hours of.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. We cut to where I guess what is it? There's a family. The dad, his name is John, and the mom is Maureen. The son is Will, and there's two sisters, Judy and Penny, and their last name is Robinson, and they're the people that are going on this expedition to go to this Alpha Prime planet. the dad's like the scientist or whatever, and turns out that Will's having problems at school. I guess he gets a call from the principal, and once again,
He hacked the school.
Yeah, it's a pointless scene that offers nothing, you know.
No, there's a holographic like principal telling the mom what Will did at school, and
Right.
Will's hiding in like a cubby, a crawl space kind of spot with like this N64 looking kind of controller.
I thought that
And
too.
He's changing the
Yeah.
body. He's changing the body types of the principal. So he turns her into like a Rambo looking dude,
Woman in a bikini
model,
Yeah,
and then a big gorilla wearing a bikini.
a big
Like
cartoon, gorilla. Yeah, and the mom like opens the door and she's like, "No more monkey business."
Yeah.
It's so lame. You can there's a couple of times that mom does that. Just has these awful one-liners. Can I go into my opinion on mom and the two sisters at this point, or shall I save it?
I mean, we haven't seen them yet.
Well, we saw mom, but yeah, we can.
Oh, I guess we see the sister. We see Penny in this scene too.
Yeah, because she's. Well, I think it's later on that we see her, because she's talking about how everything sucks and she's sneaking out and all this crap. We cut to where the dad, John Robinson, is talking to like the press about the 10-year suspended animation they're going to go on when they fly out to this planet. And I guess they already have. Go ahead.
The hardest part for me with John Robinson is I just finished watching a series on Amazon Prime called Goliath.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. And it stars him and Billy Bob Thornton, and they're like rival attorneys. And John Robinson's character in Goliath is like this really sycophant, like powerful lawyer. He's completely burned on like one side of his body.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's
like
all I can
Two-Face.
see. Yeah, all I can see is
Right.
Cooperman the whole time this movie's going.
It's kind of too bad because everybody talks about what a great actor William Hurt is, but man, he brings nothing to this role. Like, he looks bored and uninterested in every scene that he's in. Dude is just there to get a paycheck, you know.
Maybe he realized what kind of a dog shit he was in.
I mean, you can at least try, you know. That's all I'm saying. Give me a little bit of effort here. They apparently have a deep space recon team that's already gone out to Alpha Prime, and he's going to take his family out there, and I guess that his family and this recon team are going to construct another hypergate out on the other side of Alpha Prime. But my thing is, why is this family like? I can see Penny out there with a wrench out in space, like cracking the. How much are you gonna do with this hypergate? You know, as you and like your guys in this other team, you know, your family. Are you?
Yeah, they're only taking mom, dad, little bro, two sisters, and a pilot
Right. I
on
got
this
the
big ass ship.
I got the implication that they were gonna like work on the construction of this thing.
Yeah, no, I think they're supposed to build the hypergate.
Like Five Guys.
Like, I was waiting to see crew in the movies. Like, when we're on the ship, I'm waiting to see like crew like walking around on the ship, you know,
Right.
like on Star Trek or Star Wars.
No.
But no, it's just the Robinson family.
Right. And to be fair, so this is based on the 1965 TV show, and that's all it was, is just the family and like a doctor and the pilot. I've never watched the show really, but in a modern day setting, are you realistically going to tell me that these guys are out there like building this fucking thing in space? A guy, his wife, and 3 kids. But whatever, man. It is retarded. Oh, what is it? Oh, they talk about how the pilot of their ship, it's the Jupiter mission, but I guess they say that he has become ill and he's not going to be able to fly for him. So they they cut back to where like Penny, the middle child, she's the youngest of the 2 daughters. She is
Problem child.
Yeah. She's feeling pissed off because she's got like her friends and stuff and she doesn't want to go. And
She's all goth.
yeah, she is. And of course, Lacey Chabert has that squeaky little mouse voice that I can only listen to her in like spurts, you know?
I like her in other things, man, but it was really hard to watch her in this.
I like her in Mean Girls. I thought she's good in
Yeah,
that.
she's great. She's great in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
But she was really hard, and I'm gonna put it to her age.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I agree. But no, she goes and she's telling her mom how she's not going to dinner and all this other stuff. She goes back into her room, and she said she wants to spend like this evening before they take off with her friends. And she goes back to her room where the younger brother Will is like giving her a hard time or whatever. She has like this little wristwatch looking thing that she does, like this almost like a vlog kind of thing with a camera. Yeah. And so anyway, he tells her all about how he tells her, how dad like missed his science project. And she's like, well, you know, he missed all my shit too when I was growing up. And she's like, I'm sneaking out and I got 10 years worth of allowance that I'm going to spend tonight and all this other stuff. My question is, why is she sneaking out? Because she already told mom that she wasn't going to be at dinner. And mom was like, whatever.
I don't know, it's confusing. She like goes and grabs like a fire escape ladder.
Yeah, it's this little fold-up ladder thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That you would find in like a 2-story home in like your kid's bedroom. They have those ladders that you throw them out the window and you can crawl down in case like the fire's downstairs.
Right.
But yeah, she like has to go through all this, like she has to cut the package open with one of his awards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 I don't know what the fuck that scene was for, man.
I thought it was just weird though. She's like, Mom, I'm not going to dinner tonight. I'm going to go spend time with my friends. And then she sneaks out. Like, you already told Mom what was up, you know, but whatever.
No, her character wasn't really well developed in this movie.
No. Well, we're going to have to get into it whenever we meet the last daughter, because I got a lot of things to say about like some of the women roles in this movie. But,
all right,
and it's not any shots at them, but yeah. So Dad obviously has neglected his family. He's too wrapped up in this mission or whatever. They get this Major West guy that we saw at the beginning of the movie. He's going to talk to, I guess, his commanding officer. And
yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, and basically he tells him, long story short, there's this big argument, and he's talking about how the planet's not in danger and all the recycling and stuff was going to save us all and all this other stuff. And Dr. John Robinson is there, and he's like, well, that's not true at all. And so he basically, Major West gets assigned to the pilot this ship that they're all going to go on. It's in that scene that we actually find out that the Global Sedition is building their own hypergate, which once again never factors into the movie at all, ever.
Well, they want to populate Alpha Prime first. Right,
get there before the Global Space Force does, yeah. But once again, plot-wise, it makes no difference in the long run, and the rest of the movie has nothing to do with that. We see where there's this Gary Oldman's Dr. Zachary Smith. He, I guess, is in this holographic program, and he's talking to this guy that's actually mixed up with the Global Sedition. And he's talking to the guy about how he like gave him access to the other pilot that died. He actually like gave him access to the dude's apartment, and somebody killed him, and how they've got another task that they want him to complete, and all this other stuff. And it turns out that that's like the flight doctor, I guess, for the Robinson family. Is Gary Oldman. Once again, that's the end of that scene.
But he's not even supposed to be on the plane.
Or on the ship, yeah. And later on, he gets stuck on there, yeah. So they finally take Major West to check out the Jupiter ship, and he meets Judy, played by Heather Graham, and he doesn't realize that that's that's John Robinson's daughter, and so the whole time he's like hitting on her, whatever. Basically she shoots him down, and that's the end of that scene. Like.
Well, and then he tells the dad, like, he doesn't say this exact words, but this is what he's saying. There's a chick you'd like to fuck.
Right.
And then she overhears that, she turns around, she says, oh, Dad, I won't be making it to dinner.
Right.
So now he knows that that's Dr. Robinson's daughter.
Mm-hmm. Let me, okay, so now that we met Judy, I'm going to talk about the mom and the two daughters, because in my opinion, dude, they serve no purpose in this movie whatsoever. Those are characters that could be completely absent, and the movie would probably be just about the same. You know?
Well, we wouldn't have a mom. You have to have a mom. We wouldn't have a love interest for Major West.
You don't need one. Penny doesn't do shit.
Well, she takes care of Bart.
We're gonna have to talk about that when we get to it as well. But I guess my take on
So
it
we
is,
basically go ahead.
well, if so, you're stuck in this pigeonhole because you're remaking an old show. In the show, there's a mom and a dad. There's 2 daughters and a son. So if you've got to have these characters in there because it's a throwback to the original, try to do something with them. You know, these guys have no plot. They contribute nothing to the story. You know, they're just there, kind of doing their thing. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I like both Lacey and I like Heather, so I was like happy to see them in the movie.
Oh yeah, oh, and they do all right. You know, it's whatever. But I just wish that they'd given them something to do. You know.
They're all brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, all the whole family. Yeah.
The whole Robinson family is all like super scientists.
Well, and they even called the mom Maureen. They kept calling her professor, but they never say what she's a professor of or what like her field of teaching was or anything either. So, whatever. Not important, I guess.
The point that Dad's way too busy for the family gets drove home again because he comes home late.
Right.
Big Will is already asleep.
Yeah, the dad goes over and like checks out his experiment for the science thing. Mom says it's some kind of time experiment, time travel thing that he thought was cool. Dad completely blew it. Wasn't there. That's like it for that, I guess.
Yep. Then we cut back to the ship. We got a stowaway.
Yeah. So Dr. Smith, his next mission that the Sedition has given him is they want him to sneak onto the ship and reprogram the ship's robot. So they're like 16 hours into the mission, while everybody else is in like their cryostasis, whatever, the robot's gonna wake up and just start tear-assing the ship, and everybody's gonna die, basically.
And he does it really easily.
There's a little remote control. Takes a couple minutes.
He just walks up to the robot, punches in some stuff, speaks its mission to it.
Right.
And then the robot's like complies, and
Yep.
then
Good to go.
He crawls back out of the storage facility on the ship that the robot's being kept. He's in a tunnel.
Yeah, some kind of
And
duct.
Yeah, something like that. And then some type of holographic, like the head, the leader of the Sedition, I guess. He's like, "Thanks for your service. Bye."
And then fries the shit out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, starts electrocuting him. I thought he died, but then I thought to myself, well, how did he survive it? And then one part actually kind of makes sense. If it would have stayed on his chest where it was, he would have died probably.
I think so.
But because he got it into his hand, maybe
It wasn't a
that's why he
full
didn't
blast. Yeah, kind of grounded it out a little bit or something, maybe. Yeah.
But you don't know if he's dead or alive yet.
No, you don't. We cut to the next day where I guess they're getting ready to like load up. And by the way, Major West is not excited about piloting this mission at all. He thinks that like the Jupiter spaceship is like this over computerized, thing that anybody could pretty much fly it.
A monkey could fly it.
Yeah.
He says.
And so then we see where Will and Penny are having a little like squabble amongst the two of them. And then Mom walks up and says, "I'll turn this ship right around." Good grief.
Okay, I want to talk about their suits.
I do too, yeah.
Their space suits, like we find out later, they're cryo suits.
Right. They have all this circuitry
really
and stuff
odd.
in them. Yeah.
They're really, really odd. They enhance, like, they don't do the girls any justice.
They don't.
Basically put, like, these, like, cups on their chest that are the exact size of their breasts, I guess. I don't know.
They're very form-fitting,
It looks really odd.
Well, and that's... Even whenever I was a kid, I was watching this thing, because Lacey Chabert, she was like, I want to say like 14 or 15 when they were filming this thing. And just watching her like run around in this thing that like perfectly like, silhouettes her like boobs made me feel really uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, it wasn't cool.
No, not cool at all. They don't even look cool.
And then Heather Graham's, like, they made him come to like a crazy kind of point. Almost.
Right.
I don't know. And then it made all the dudes look all jacked.
Right. Yeah, they have padding in the arms and shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I even wrote down, form-fitting tween spacesuit. So yeah. What is it? Oh man. Major West asked if there's room, and he goes up to Judy and asks if there's room for 2 people in the cryotube. And she's like, there'd barely be enough room for you and your ego. And he's like, he says this, which I find is a weird line. He says, don't sweat it, Doc. I do this all the time. What does that have to do with your ego? I like how big his ego is. Yeah, it's a weird line, dude. She wasn't
every
like...
scene with these two, I wrote it down later in the movie, but I noticed it pretty early on. Every scene between the two of these two is so awkward.
Oh, it is. They have no chemistry at all. Her and Austin Powers had more going on between them,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had way more going on. I mean, it's just, he always says these really, crude, pickup lines. Mm-hmm. And she shoots him down every time. You would think, if he was into her for real, he would realize there's a different approach I need to take.
Right. You can try the, sleazeball thing, first go around. If it doesn't work, then go up and, just strike up a conversation. Yeah. But that whole shtick didn't work the first time, Try something else, dude.
He does it through the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Even when he makes a little bit of solid ground, he goes right back into sleazeball.
Right. And then she puts the shield right back up,
Yeah.
So the family goes into their cryo sleep. The ship blasts off. And then all of a sudden...
dude. That scene where they're getting locked into their pods was so
with the
shitty.
little visor looking thing that goes over their eyes.
Zipper.
It looked like shit, dude. There's so much that looks like shit in this movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like the launch that happens right after that.
Yeah. They have this big launch pad on this tower looking thing that sticks up over this cityscape. It's just bizarre design choice.
Yeah, and the ship that is launching looks like a UFO, like a saucer-shaped UFO.
They did that because that's what the ship looked like on the old show. But yeah.
Oh, it did? So that was a throwback?
It was that circular disc thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that next scene makes a little bit more sense when it gets into orbit and just blasts all
that shit off of there. Yeah. Now this is the new ship. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. But
still poorly done.
Yeah, it looks awful. So it's around this time after the thing takes off, it jettisons all these other modules that were on it or whatever. We see the actual, the Jupiter 2, as they call it. It's the same ship. I don't know why they would call it Jupiter 1 and Jupiter 2, but whatever. It's right around this time that they cut ahead to 16 hours, and we see Dr. Smith wake up right as the robot's getting ready to, do his thing, tear ass through the ship. And so,
well, he wakes up just before.
Yeah, exactly.
And he realizes, oh shit, I'm still on this fucking ship.
Yeah, he didn't know he's in space, yeah.
And then, almost as it dawns on him that he's up there, that's when the robot comes, blasting through.
Right.
Destroy.
Oh. He goes to try to wake up the family, because he's like, I gotta put a stop to this thing. And then, the robot's just walking around shooting shit. And it says destroy about 80 times. It's so fucking annoying, man.
It's really annoying.
Yeah. There's this, I guess it's supposed to be cool action scene that takes place. Once again, it's not interesting at all. And then it basically, go ahead.
The only part that I thought was a little strange was, fucking John Robinson shoots his taser at the robot, and the robot looks at him and goes, "That was a mistake."
That's bad writing, textbook right there.
Yeah.
Never do you
but
see.
But somehow, this super robot's mission is to kill all the Robinsons. Doesn't kill one.
No, he doesn't kill any of them. That's almost comparable. If you're watching a RoboCop or a Terminator movie. And somebody shoots at the Terminator, and the Terminator says that was a mistake. You would never see that because those are well-written movies. But I digress. They realize after. So what happens is Will actually goes through and overrides the robot, so the robot stops shooting and trying to destroy everything. And I gotta also say this that the whole kid, super genius, wonderkind, whatever thing. I don't think that that's ever a good idea for a movie or a story element. They should have learned from like Star Trek: The Next Generation that like nobody likes that shit, you know. But I digress. What is it here?
They're being pulled into the sun's gravitational force.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and Judy's stuck in the tube, in her stupid cryo tube. Yeah.
That's right. Judy's stuck in the tube, and they like immediately make up with the doctor that just tried to kill him.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Dr. Smith agrees he's gonna help get him out of there, while the sun's like pulling this ship into its gravitational pull, and so yeah, they find out what is it because he actually Major West winds up finding the Dr. Smith and realizes that he's a spy almost immediately. And so I thought it was kind of weird too, because at one point they're talking about like system overrides, or maybe it's auxiliary systems, or like there's some sort of instrumentation, but it's like up on the ceiling of this freaking bridge that they've got in the ship. So like they're sitting in this chair and it goes up like 20 or 30 feet up in the air so that they can like mess with these controls. I thought it was really strange, man. But whatever.
It was weird.
Yeah, that's the worst possible place to put something vital to the ship's operation, but you know,
might want to put those on the floor next time.
put it on the counter. You got counter space down here, you know. Maybe you could, I don't know, make this thing like not 3,000 square feet, and then you can just put it over here instead, you know.
But there's only 6 of us in this motherfucker.
Yeah, it should be fine, I'm thinking. So they go through, they get Judy out of the tube, and they take her to the sick bay because she is dying. They can't pull away from the sun, and so what they decide to do instead is to use their hyperdrive to go through the sun.
Yeah, and the fucking doctor doesn't know how to do basic CPR.
No, he doesn't.
He does a couple laser blasts to the heart. It doesn't work.
Right.
So when they're like, do something, he just like slams his fist in her chest,
just like
awkwardly
beating her chest,
pressing on her chest, like, but is not performing CPR.
Right.
Like, that's not a fucking doctor.
I don't know, he's a doctor, but yeah. So whenever they go through the sun using the hyperdrive, number one, that's stupid. Yeah. Well, the sun.
They would already be gone.
Right. Well,
they were
the
like
sun,
at the edge of the sun.
Yeah, they were not far from it. You know.
They would have already been incinerated.
Yeah. Well, the sun is a giant ball of hydrogen that's burning. Like, going through it, just because it's not solid doesn't mean that you can fly through it without getting burnt to a crisp, you know. But
if you go really fast, I guess you're good.
That's really stupid. So then whenever they're in hyperspace, like everything stops, almost kind of like bullet time in the Matrix, only shittier looking. Basically everything's like moving in slow motion. We see like Judy drifting above the table where Dr. Smith is like working on or whatever. And so then they like come out of hyperspace and they don't know where the hell they are. Because hyperspace is so not exact.
They're lost.
They are lost.
In space.
In space. If I had a nickel for any time anybody said, "We're lost, aren't we?" I would be a rich fucking man, dude. Because they say it at least like 4 or 5 times, you know, in this fucking movie.
Yeah. John confronts fucking Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
Smith's like, you can't kill the man without becoming the monster.
Mm-hmm.
John can't kill him.
Right.
Fucking Penny says we're lost.
Mm-hmm.
They suddenly see like a bubble in space.
Yeah, the spatial anomaly like opens up. Yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they can see. Look. So they just hyper speed it into like they don't know where in the galaxy.
Right.
They have no idea where the fuck they are, but they just happen to stumble upon a United Global Space Force ship.
Right. That's it. Do you know how big the galaxy is? Much less the universe.
Well, yeah, it's gigantic. Who knows? Like way bigger than my dumbass knows, but it's huge.
Right.
And stumbles upon maybe the only other ship out there in the whole galaxy.
Right.
And there's an alien ship parked right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
We know that what's the name of that fucking ship?
The Proteus. Yeah.
Yeah, the Proteus. We know the Proteus belongs to the United Global Space Force because fucking Major West bright ass goes, that's one of ours. And
Right.
then they fucking see an alien ship. We know that one's an alien ship because Major West says, not one of ours.
Good writing.
Dude, the way you guys just draw me to the next scene, it's just like, whoa.
Right.
So good.
You know, it's funny because instead what they could have said is, oh, it has the word Proteus in English, so I'm guessing that's an Earth ship. But
Yeah, as soon as I saw the letter S,
yeah, okay, it's from
I
Earth.
was like, what the fuck? The one ship they found is
Right.
has English letters written on the side of it.
Oh my god, yeah.
The kid scares the shit out of the dad with the robot right after that.
He does. He's gone through and like
funny.
fully hacked this thing now, which he had it hacked before, so I don't know what the point of that is. But yeah, he starts like the robot like rolls toward him and starts yelling "destroy," and like then the kid pops out and he's like, "Oh, gotcha." And
Pretty dumb move, by the way. If anyone was like ready to rock and roll, when the robot runs out saying "destroy," like you're probably gonna get blasted, kid.
Yeah, absolutely. The
His dad didn't even like fucking yell at him or anything.
right. Yeah, exactly. I didn't even, dude. I would have chewed his ass out. Like, you ain't going anywhere. You got your own room on this big ship. You're staying there. Let me. I recently watched this interview with Trey Park and Matt Stone, the guys that created South Park.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, I don't know what this was, but they had like a group of people there, and they said that as far as storytelling goes, you never want your scenes to bleed over like this. This happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. They said that's not a plot. That's just like a series of events. They said what you want instead is for, you know, this happens, and so because of that, this happens, and the characters do this, and because of that, this happened. Like the stuff to like bleed over. But with this, all it is like just shit going on, you know. There's not really one thing that leads to another thing, you know. It's just like this fun house of just random shit going on, you know.
Dude, I'm not gonna wait till the end of the podcast. This movie is straight dog shit.
Well, I want to go into that too a little bit later because
Well,
I got a question for you. But yeah,
I know you like to really dig into things and get all analytical about some stuff. I know that's the way your brain works, and I love that about you. But this movie fucking sucks.
I think that's hilarious. Oh god, that's why I love this format because, you know, whatever. But so they decide they're gonna hop on this big ass Proteus ship, and so they decide
Hey, the
to take.
computer's still on. Let's get on it.
Yeah, they take Dr. Smith with them, which I don't understand either. He's
They
like,
don't want to leave him alone.
well, they're like, I'm not gonna take you, or I'm not gonna leave you here to do God knows what to the Jupiter ship. So you're coming with us. I was like, he's locked up. He can't do anything. He could do way more stuff walking around and doing shit, you know, on the ship. But whatever. So anyway, we get onto the ship. They realize that there's breathable. They say something about how there's no like particles of anything hazardous in the air, and so they take their helmets off. It's these little fold-out helmets that are all crappy CGI looking. And then you notice that there's like this egg sack that's up on the ceiling of the ship, of this corridor that they're in, and it's like dripping shit off of it. And they're like, huh, that's weird. And then they just keep walking, like they don't, whatever, you know. They don't think anything else of it. And then Dr. Smith, go ahead.
You want to know why that Dr. Smith is on the ship?
So he can get
them?
scratched.
So he can say, smells like ghosts.
Oh yeah,
So he can say, the drippity drip drip of blood.
right.
So he can say, evil knows evil.
Evil knows evil.
Who the fuck wrote these lines?
That's another thing right there, is that I think that the best villains are people that don't realize that they're being villainous, you know? That maybe they're doing some like fucked up stuff, but they don't think that they're doing anything wrong, you know? But this guy, on the other hand, There's like no compunction that he's a good guy at all. Like, he knows he's evil. He always talks about it, you know. It's dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
And he's trying.
Yeah, he
Like,
is.
you can tell he's delivering the lines that were given to him.
Yeah, dude, Gary Oldman's acting his ass off in this thing, but it's just he has nothing to work with.
So let's jump through this scene pretty quick here, okay? Look,
Yeah.
Dr. Smith somehow gets away from the group for a quick minute, is able to take something out of the crotch of a robot that's on the ship. They've
Right.
discovered that this ship technology, they don't recognize it. Seems to be more advanced. The robot that's in the wall of the ship is some type of related to the robot that they have, but
It's
more
really far
advanced.
advanced. Yeah, they find that
Yeah, like
video
everything-
of Major West's friend, and
Oh,
he,
yeah.
like looks
His-
really
that whole
old and shit. Yeah,
The whole scene's just so we can see that they've been out looking for the Jupiter.
the Jupiter. Yeah, and so there's been a pretty long span of time that's passed, and when they flew through that
How the
anomaly,
fuck do they not know that? How do they not realize at this point that there's some type of time wrinkle?
just the outside of the ship looked so far more advanced, you know.
Yeah, you're finding like a dog turd, and then this ship looks like
A fucking
space
Cadillac rolls up. Yeah.
needle. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, you pretty much summed it
There's-
up right there.
yeah. I mean, we don't have to go into details on all this stuff, man. It's
That's
just
it.
a bunch of dog shit.
You don't want to watch this movie if you're listening right now, I promise.
They sense some type of movement somewhere in the ship, so they decide to run to the movement because that's what I would do in an alien
Right.
environment.
With no
I go
guns
look
or
for the-
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I go look for the alien.
Right.
So they run into, they get to this room. There's tropical plants everywhere. Dr. Robinson, aka Heather Graham, makes the wise comment that it would take decades for this kind of growth. No shit. The ship is completely overgrown.
Right. Yeah.
And then fucking Major West sees some movement and sticks his arm in the bush and pulls it out. It's a fucking ridiculous space monkey.
Dude, this thing looks awful too, bro. It looks so bad. Oh my god.
It's a space monkey.
Oh yeah. But it can like change color like it's a chameleon or something. It's really dumb. This came
It's got
out
4 eyelids or something crazy.
and like 4 nostrils that go up the side of its nose, yeah.
And it looks like it's made of rubber.
This came out 1 year, mind you, before Star Wars Episode 1 came out. And for all of its flaws, Star Wars Episode 1 looks way better than this piece of shit, dude. It looks so bad.
It looks like they didn't finish the monkey.
No, from my understanding, they were going to use like a little animatronic type of animal. And then, like, at the last minute, they thought it looked horrible and threw in this CGI blob of bullshit. And it still looked horrible, so I don't know what the fucking point was, you know?
Like the skin, they didn't even mention it in the thing, but apparently he can like deploy thorns and stuff for defense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you look like while Major West is holding him, he's got like all these thorns like sticking out of his body.
Oh,
And then after Major West holds it long enough, the thorns go away. It changes its color, and he won over the space monkey.
Jeez. We get back to they download all these like star charts from the computer on the big ship, the Proteus, and Major West starts like feeding this thing, I guess the future version of like an MRE or whatever, and then like all of a sudden these spiders start coming out of everywhere on the ship.
Space spiders.
Yeah, space monkeys and space spiders.
They're like, these spiders are like made of fucking metal.
Right.
They got vertical mouths with like, I don't know, 900 rows of teeth
Yeah.
that are all like razor sharp.
Mm-hmm. They deflect
and they're bulletproof.
they deflect the shots from their blasters or whatever.
They're bulletproof. Well, at least they're bulletproof right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they decide that they're going to book it back to the Jupiter ship, and they need to set up like some sort of defense. So Will hops in like this holographic interface for the robot and like starts shooting at these spiders. And I guess that's pretty effective. It takes out a handful of them. But there's
All
like
of a sudden his guns work.
yeah, there's like thousands of these fucking things though, you know. And Will comments because I guess he shot one of them, and he says that the spiders like eat their wounded. But at this point, the
Yeah, so
CGI looks so bad, and it's so like shot so poorly that I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. It's just this ocean of spiders.
Yeah, these spiders are space spiders that are bulletproof and cannibalistic.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess that's to show us just how evil these little fuckers are.
Right. Well, evil knows evil, Mike. So
It's true.
So
all of a sudden, Wes decides, oh, I got serious about this. I'll pull out the gun that can kill these things.
right, the good gun. Yeah, I was just fucking around before. Yeah. And he has all these attachments that go onto his gun, and sure enough, it starts working. He's whooping that ass.
He's just blasting them right away. He single-handedly kills off the swarm inside the ship.
Right.
He had that gun on him the whole fucking time.
I want to know why he didn't put those attachments on before the mission started. When you're back on the Jupiter ship, I would have thrown all that shit on there together. I don't know what we're going to find over here. I'm going to have the best gun that I possibly can, But
I can tell you what you're going to find over there. What's docked up for the Proteus?
what's stocked up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
An alien ship.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I thought you said stocked up. No, there's something over there, So
There's an alien ship docked up on Proteus. That, by the way, we never see again. No. We don't know who the fuck ship that was, what was on that ship. We don't know anything about that ship.
Are we led to believe these spiders are flying the ship? That other one? Because that's so dumb.
No, they said they pulled some matter that was stuck to the outside of the ship inside the ship, and that's what created those eggs.
Is it? Because I thought the eggs were already on there.
I don't fucking know. Makes no sense either way.
Oh, are you talking about between whenever the ship first took off, the Proteus did, and they had matter that created these spiders, or
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So they make it back to this airlock for the ship or whatever. One of the spiders scratches Dr. Smith on his shoulder blade.
Just as he's jumping into the
Which I think personally, that's the only reason they brought him with him, is so he could get scratched, because it had to happen in the script so that he the end of the movie could happen.
Yeah, the robot, the kid, and the robot, they sacrificed the robot so the family can get back on board.
Right.
The kid downloads his programming just before they get disconnected.
Right.
Major West. Oh yeah, mom's some type of biologist, man, because she says she grabs the legs from the thing that scratched
Puts
Smith.
in the computer analyzer thing.
Yeah, and immediately knows everything you need to know about the space spider, by the way.
Right. You don't have to be a doctor to know how to use that fucking machine, though.
No, they just throw the legs up there on top.
Yeah.
They throw it on top of just a flat screen TV, and the thing starts telling them everything about it.
And she's like, oh, they're attracted to light and heat.
Yeah.
And
so Major West was just like, all right, I'm crank up the engine on the Proteus.
Right. All these spiders are jumping over from the Proteus onto the Jupiter 2. And so to get rid of them, he cranks the engines on the Proteus. And that's whenever John Robinson is like, don't blow up the ship. And he cranks it up anyway, blows up the ship. They get caught in the shockwave and crash on this planet that they're basically right next to. That's an ice planet. I guess that's the only thing noteworthy about it. It looks like anyway.
I wrote a snow-covered planet, but then later I don't see snow.
It's not. Yeah. Maybe it was just wintertime on the planet. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It was winter yesterday, and now today it's not spring.
Well, they go through that other time bubble on the planet.
Oh, don't get me started on the fucking time bubble.
So Penny talks to Judy, who's analyzing this stupid space monkey thing, and Penny decides that she wants to keep it, and the alien makes a stupid noise called blarp, and so she names it Blarp.
Blarp.
It's so I'm guessing you really like this movie, Mike. It's so good.
Oh, I really enjoyed the scene with Major West and John Robinson having a big dick measuring contest.
Yeah, that's it, man. It was so good. Because, John's, pissed off because Major West, blew up the ship and he told him not to. And he's like, well, I'm military commander on this thing, so I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And the mom comes in and, tells him to knock it off. And that's pretty much that scene. Pointless, makes no difference on the overall movie.
Yeah, she slaps her dicks.
Yeah, just pecker slaps him, you bet. we get to a scene where Judy looks genuinely concerned. And one thing I will say about this scene is, like, this is the first time when anybody has shown any actual concern over the fact that they're lost in space. Because up until this point, they're like, meh, we'll find our way back. It doesn't matter, you know? And now she's like, finally somebody is thinking, maybe we're not going to get out of here, you know? Which is kind of nice. It only took, you know, 2/3 of the movie for them to get to that point, but whatever.
They just crash landed on some fucking island or some planet,
Right.
And now she's fucking worried.
Right. Major West tries to like console her or something, and he starts talking about these constellations and shit like that, and then basically tells her that he wants to bang her, and she pours water on his head. It's the end of that
So
scene.
he fucked up. He actually, this is what I'm talking
He was
about.
getting
earlier,
it going, yeah.
Yeah, he was like talking about the stars and sailors, and he's constellations. He makes a joke and does a constellation of Porky Pig. She shows that she's kind of into this technique.
Yeah.
So she goes over and draws constellation Bugs Bunny on the window, and then he's just like, "Are we gonna fuck in your room or mine?"
You ruined it, bro. Another 2 minutes of that banter, and you might have locked it down. But no, you
Or
had to
I
fuck
don't
it
know,
up.
give it a day or two. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
We've been on a mission for maybe 24 hours, and we've already time warped through the fucking sun into a time bubble, and then onto a spaceship where we got attacked by space spiders after we captured a space monkey and crash landed on this rock. You know, maybe just give it a day or two, like let everything sink in, let her get used to it. You know?
Yeah, just do stuff, try to help around the ship, just strike up a conversation. But no, just do what you do, I guess. Seems to be
So
working.
after they crash land, they decide like they're actually gonna go to bed.
Yeah. This, and then we get that Walton scene where everybody tells everybody else good night.
Yeah.
So-
And Major West was like, "Are you serious?"
That is so not funny, dude. Like, every attempt at humor falls way flat in this movie.
Well, Blarp says goodnight, I think.
Oh, God. They wake up the next morning, and they've seen where there's this other, like, this anomaly that's on the planet, and it's this time bubble. So they're trying to figure the shit out. Will has an
Inside
idea.
the bubble is the material, the radioactive material they need in order to get their asses off this planet.
This radioactive
Anywhere in the
isotope.
whole world or the whole galaxy, and you land on a planet that happens to have the shit you need right in front of you in a bubble.
Right. It's true. It's true. There's another valid point to that. There's a lot of problems with this thing, but yeah. So the son Will, he's been working on this experiment for his school or whatever, this science project, and he's like, "Oh, the time bubble thing." He's like, "I actually had an idea about that whole side effect of my experiment or whatever." And the dad's like, "Just shut up, I'm trying to figure this out, you know, whatever." And the kid's like, "You never listen to me, not ever." And the dad looks like he's really, my kid, he's really put off by me just shooting him down like that, you know, just surprised as hell that, you know, that his kid didn't like that. So we cut to a scene later where Will is talking to his dad because I guess they're going to go into this time bubble and try to get this radioactive isotope. And Will is scared that his dad won't come home, so his dad leaves him these dog tags, which is stupid because he's a civilian, but whatever.
Well, are they his dad's?
It might have been his like Will's grandpa's. Yeah, maybe it was.
They briefly mention it a couple times throughout the movie.
His dad was
John Robinson's dad was like a super war hero general guy.
right.
And he died in battle.
Yeah.
And that scene with his son, he explains that every time Dad left for battle, he gave me his dog tags, and I would give them back to him when he get home.
Mm-hmm. And I guess
So why are you gonna give your kid the dog tags? Last time you got him, he didn't come back.
right. You're still wearing them. That's a sign right there, you know. So John and Don West go into the bubble, and we get to where Will is like trying to reassemble the robot. And he said that he wasn't able to download all of its personality, so he interjected some of his in there too. We get another joke that's just truly awful. And I didn't even write it down because it's so bad I didn't want to retell it. He says something about the robot crossing the road or some crap like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was carbon grafted onto the chicken.
I wish you could see Mike's face right now. He looks really impressed at this joke.
Dude.
So anyway, inside the bubble, Major West and Dr. Robinson get shot by a future robot.
The robot we just saw Will building.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway because it's got a big ass head with spinning light bulbs in it.
Right. This robot looks like crap, by the way. That looks awful. So yeah, we what is it? Then right after that, Will starts. The youngest son, Will, he starts to hear like this tapping going on, and he's like, he goes over, finds out that it's Dr. Smith like tapping from inside of where they got him locked up, and basically Dr. Smith convinces him that his dad and Major West are in trouble, and that him and Will are the only two that can save him. And so he grabs a gun, and they take off to go into the bubble to try to find his dad and Major Smith, or Major West. Once they make it inside of the bubble, Dr. Smith and Will, I guess Dr. Smith finds where the lady folk of the crew have been buried, Judy, Penny, and Maureen.
Yeah, he finds their graves.
Yeah.
Because Penny's little vlog watch is like giving the list of things that she'll miss.
Right, it's on repeat or whatever, yeah. And so then we see where, oh gosh, what is it? Oh, we see where there's, man, this is, so let me tell you guys this right now. At this point, there is about 20 minutes left in the movie, not counting the credits. And I was just over it, dude. Like, it was like a physical struggle for me to finish this movie. It's like, I can't do this anymore.
I know exactly where I was in the movie when that happened. It was 17 minutes in. And it was the scene where the dad came to talk to Will, but Will was asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm over it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I literally turned off the movie for a little bit and was like, you guys want me to make some breakfast? Like cook breakfast for the family.
Right.
And then I think I emptied the dishwasher.
Right. Well, and the thing is while I'm watching this, I'm like, if I was just sitting down and watching it, I could stomach this stuff. But I'm also having to take notes on this. And so I'm thinking in my head, I really don't want to watch any more of this. And I really don't want to write anything else down about this stupid ass movie, I'm just done.
I almost didn't take notes when I came back to the movie after I took my little breakfast break.
Right.
But I was like, I don't want to leave poor Shane just sitting here the whole time, just talking while I'm
going through the plot. Yeah. Oh, man.
So, you want me to help you speed it up?
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Send us on the express lane here.
All right. So, we see Little Will building a robot. Cut scene. Dad and Major West shot by same robot. Cut scene. Dr. Smith tricks little boy into taking him because he's a doctor to look for Dad and Major West.
Right.
Cut scene. We see graves.
Yep.
Cut scene. Where John Robinson wakes up.
Right.
And this creepy dude starts talking to him.
Yeah. Turns out it's old man Will.
Yeah, it's his son. And if you can't figure it out pretty quick, I don't know why, but fucking John was clueless for a minute. And his reaction when he finds out that that's his son is just as fucking weak.
He's like, oh my god. Like,
yeah.
This is great acting as you're going to get out of him. No, as it turns out, we're in the future, I guess, again, and
we're
Will
20 years in the future. Will
Right.
says it 15 times. 20 years ago, 20 years ago, 20 years ago.
In
How does
future,
Will not know? How does Will not know when he sees his dad? The reason he didn't come back 20 years ago was because of him.
That's it, dude. This thing is so full of plot holes. So let me first off say this, right? So future Will is pissed off that his dad never came back, right?
Because of him.
Right. But, well, yeah, exactly. He said, I'm going to be back. I promise I'll be back. But here's something that I thought of, is that, so we've got future Will, who's pissed off because his dad never came back because he crossed over into the future when he went through the time bubble. But then we see where Will and Dr. Smith crossed over into the time bubble. doesn't that mean that they would not exist in the future?
Well, so there's all kinds of times like where one thing, because you know how like the butterfly effect, they always talk about that in like time travel, like one thing would completely change everything else.
But if we're playing by the time travel rules, where once John and Major West went into the time bubble and they didn't come back because they automatically leapt over into the future, then that means that whenever Will and Dr. Smith went into the time bubble, they leapt into the future, which means that Will was never there to grow up in the first place and become 20 years older. So,
well, unless he got out of the time bubble.
Right. But
because it's only in the future when you're in the bubble. Right. You can get back out of the bubble.
Then time goes back to normal, whatever. Yeah. But it's really stupid, and I think we're way overthinking this dumbass movie plot because it's stupid as all hell. But it turns out Future Will built a time machine, and he wants to go back to the day that the ship took off with his family in it, so that he could stop the launch from ever happening. There's only one person can go through one time. And it's like this gateway that opens up or whatever, and you can jump in, and there's like all this plasma that's like floating around the rim of this stupid gateway or whatever. Next page. God, we're almost through with this, guys. Don't worry. Dr. Smith from the past manages to get the gun away from young Will.
Well, he doesn't. He tells the kid, like, if you have that gun, like. So they get to the time machine site, and he tells little Will, like, hey, you know, you might have to kill somebody. And little Will's like, I'm cool with that.
I can do it, yeah.
And then Dr. Smith's like, no, you shouldn't be, you're a child. Right. Reprogram the gun settings so I can use it. And so Will does, and then Dr. Smith immediately puts the gun to his head.
Right, turns on him like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So then,
I wrote, Smith tricked little Will again.
This kid's
Smith
dumb.
took over the robot again.
I thought he was supposed to be smart, this kid, but whatever, man. We see, where Dr. Smith from the past uses the remote that he stole off the Proteus to reprogram the future robot. And then we get revealed Spider Smith, as I wrote down.
So this is the future Smith.
Yeah, and I
now
guess
a human hybrid spider.
Yeah, where he got cut on his back, where that thing like scratched his back or whatever. It actually, like, I guess caused him to mutate into this giant spider over time. And so,
And you know what? Besides the face, the Spider Smith was kind of cool.
It looked like crap, but it was a cool design.
And then, but once he takes his cloak off, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing, is that before, when he had his cloak on, because you had this big hood thing, and like you couldn't tell what was in the back of that hood, you know? And he's just wearing this cloak and kind of like lumbering around, and you can see like these spider like feet looking thing that are like on the outside of the cloak. And I thought, well, that's legitimately creepy, you know? But then, once he takes the whole thing off, it looks like shit. He winds up taking everybody hostage that's there, John and Major West and Will, and then he winds up smacking Old Smith like outside of the ship, and then they're having the robot like guard them and keep them hostage, or like make sure that they don't escape or whatever. And that's whenever freaking Will uses the power of friendship to persuade the robot to let him go. And
it's fucking bullshit. He talks this robot into using its heart,
right? Which robots don't have.
And he even tells us that I don't have a heart.
Yeah.
But he still found his heart anyways, and was able to deprogram himself.
Right. And you could make the argument like it has some of Will's personality programmed into it, so it gives him sympathy and whatnot. But it's just so stupid that what's the point, you know? So anyway, John sends Major West and Will back to the ship outside of the bubble, the past ship. And so then we see where Major West rescues the past Dr. Smith. So Will, him, Dr. Smith and the future robot go back to the old ship that's outside the bubble.
Yes.
So
Dad stays behind with the science project award as a weapon.
yeah, good idea. So then future Will realizes that Spider Smith is the one that killed the females, his Will's sisters and mom.
Yeah, because he never saw the spiders.
No, he never did. And the spiders haven't attacked since either. Yeah.
How did it take him 20 fucking years to figure that shit
This
out?
kid's dumb, dude. I told you, he could create a time machine, but Will continually keeps fooling this dude. It's so dumb. So dumb.
That's where Spider Smith takes off the cloak and declares that he is a god.
Yeah, and he wants to use the time machine and go back into the past and, like, rule the world as a spider.
Yeah, he even, like, turns and shows his ass to Will. It was like, all these sacks in here of spider eggs.
Which is weird. So are we to assume that Dr. Smith is asexual now, I assume?
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird, man. This thing gets weird at the end, bro. So then John shows up, and he gets, I think, tossed around a little bit, and then basically John, like, injures one of the egg sacs on Spider Smith, and so, like, all the baby spiders come out, and they're, like, crawling all over him because the spiders eat their wounded or whatever, and then he, like...
Yeah, he says, you remember the spiders on the Proteus? They eat their wounded.
Yeah, and then he kicks his ass into that plasma stream that's going around the time portal thing. And then, oh god, what is it? John saves future Will. Like, dude, this is exasperating. I don't know, man. I can't do it.
I love seeing you get to this point because I get to this point pretty frequently with movies.
Yeah.
To finally see you get there with the, like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this fucking movie.
At least this movie doesn't seem that long. I guess that's one good thing to say about it.
It was over 2 hours.
I guess it was, yeah. So never mind. That fucking sucks. So we see where they, future Will, like, reprograms the time portal thing so that he can see the family, like, take off or whatever in the Jupiter 2. And they can't make their gravitational pull or whatever because they don't have that radioactive isotope, so they're stuck in, like, the planet's gravity because this time bubble's, like, destroying the planet.
Are you saying that they're using the time machine to see Jupiter?
The Jupiter ship. The Jupiter.
I thought they just looked up.
Oh, I thought... Yeah, they might have just looked up. I think that might have...
They look like they just looked up, and there it is.
To ask me to pay attention at this point is a stretch, man. But,
yeah, and John's like, they made it, and then they immediately crash into an asteroid and explode.
Yeah. And, of course, William Hurt doesn't show emotion very well at all in this.
No emotion. He literally looks down and says, they're all dead.
They're all dead. Yeah. His whole family just died, but whatever. So then future Will decides that he's going to send his dad through the time portal to save his family so that they won't die, which is stupid because if he just did his original plan, he would have saved them all anyway.
Yeah, no, he sends dad back to literally like 1 minute before they took off and hit the asteroid.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
Like, you could have sent them all kinds of other times.
How about before Major West blew up the Proteus? Because then they would never would have got caught in the shockwave. Or whenever, right before they blasted off in the first place, like he was going to. Because then they would have all been fine.
Or 16 hours into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right before the robot started fucking everything up.
Or he could have.
He
could have like time traveled back to whenever Dr. Smith first showed up on the ship and sabotaged the robot, and been like, "You're under arrest," and like, freaking, there you go. Anyway, he goes back into the ship a couple minutes before it's supposed to be destroyed, and he tells them that instead, go ahead.
They get enough time to like talk to each other through the portal. They're like, the mom's like, "Is that Will?" And he's like, "Hi, Mom.
It's good to see you after all these years." Yeah. Shit.
So fucking
Meanwhile,
stupid.
the planet's like destroying itself around him. Yeah.
John asks him to jump through the portal with him. He says, "I can't. Only enough energy for one. Remember?"
But you can talk to him, But
I sure would have given it a shot.
I would have jumped through. Either way, so worst case scenario, you die, but you just rewritten history, so you're not dead anyway. So what do you care? Right. Yeah. I don't know. They decide instead of trying to escape using their own engines, that what they're going to do is like fly through the planet core and come out of the other side while the planet's basically deconstructing itself. And so that way they can use the gravitational like slingshot out of the atmosphere of this planet, which is successful.
Well, there was one like little moment of the movie I actually kind of chuckled, and it was when Dr. Smith comes running out from the back of the ship, and he's yelling, "We're doomed!
We're doomed!"
And Major West just like backhands him with
punches
the fist.
him in the face. It was pretty funny.
But why is he running around wildly?
That was totally out of character for him. He never did that any other time in the movie.
Well, he just tried to kill us again.
Yeah. That's it, man. I don't know. It's stupid.
They fly through the planet, shoot out a volcano like an asshole.
And then, so they're good. And, like, Judy gives Major West a little kiss. And then they decide that I guess there's this gravity well that's, like, sucking them in where the planet used to be. And so they hit the hyperdrive again. And that's where the movie ends. I actually wrote down the fucking end. Please
the best part
finish
of the whole
this.
movie.
It's so dumb. Oh man. It's funny.
When they were like, "We'll use a hyperdrive," I was like, "Please tell me this is it."
Are we going on another stupid adventure? I think it's
Hey, good news, folks. They left it open for a sequel.
Yeah, I think it's adorable. They thought this was going to spawn a franchise. Oh god. What is the thing that God, what was it? I guess they had originally written a treatment for a sequel. The same dude wrote it, and it never came to fruition at all, thank God. But it's funny though, because I remember I actually own this movie on Blu-ray. And
of course.
If you guys haven't watched it, I mean, it's on Netflix, but don't give, like, that's not an endorsement for me to watch it by any stretch. But whenever I bought it on Blu-ray, I sat down and I watched it again. I was like, it's been a while since I saw it. And I was like, well, this is dumb but entertaining. And this time I watched it and I was like, I'm not being entertained by any of this, even remotely. It's unimpressive. Oh,
Dude,
man.
the acting was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The lines were terrible.
Mm-hmm. The dialogue
Scenes
in general, yeah.
Yeah, the scenes were awkward and clunky a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many like plot holes riddled throughout this thing. The music in the background, the score. Okay, so for those of you who listen to our podcast, sometimes the music that Shane chooses is talked about. If you listen to the music in this movie, Shane does a much better job of scoring our stuff than they did.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny because I was telling Mike earlier, I was showing him some of the music that I picked out for this episode. And I was like, if they had actually had this music going on during the movie, like, I actually would have, I mean, it's not going to make it a good movie, but it would have been cooler, But,
Movie was dog shit.
yeah. Okay, so the question is, which was worse, this or Star Trek 5?
Oh. Star Trek 5.
You think so?
Star Trek 5 is worse.
I would take Star Trek 5 over this any day, personally.
Yeah, but you're a fucking Trekkie, dude.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, this one's almost unwatchable, if you ask me. And this is from a guy that liked it back in the day.
It's almost as bad as Star Trek 5, though. It's really close.
Yeah.
This is on my number 2 of all-time worst movies.
Is it really? So you all are gonna soon find out that, like, I haven't gone through every movie from 1998 yet, but man, if there was some good fortune that was like saved up from the early 90s, the late 90s really just about killed it for me, because next week is a shit show. You remember what we're watching, right, Mike?
Is it fucking City of Angels?
Yeah. Oh lordy, I don't know if I could do it. So
What's funny is I was talking to my wife in the car about this yesterday.
yeah.
And she was like, because she was thinking about watching Lost in Space with me. And then after she had got reported back from your wife that you said it was dog shit, Nicole was like, I'm out. I'm not watching it with you.
This, yeah.
And she was like, what are you guys going to watch next week? I was like, City of Angels. And she's like, oh, I love that movie.
I don't. I'm just gonna put this out there without going into the movie too much. That I'm not a Nicolas Cage fan by any stretch, and I'll go into that more next week. But he doesn't do anything for me really. So, any final thoughts on Lost in Space, Mike?
Blarp.
Blarp. Don't watch this movie. It fucking sucks. Oh, ironically enough, though, Netflix is coming out with a Lost in Space series in like 10 days or something like that.
Oh boy.
Which I watched the trailer for it and it kind of looks cool. But if it's anything like this, it's gonna fucking suck. So
I don't know if I'll ever be able to wash the taste of this out of my mouth. So to purposely sit down and watch another show written on it, I don't know about all that.
just that subject matter, just it's tainted now, I guess.
But I think it's kind of funny that Netflix and us have the same kind of thought process.
How's that? Oh, coming out. That's
Like
I
we're
think
gonna
it's
do movies
weird.
from 20 years ago.
Right.
They're gonna reboot a movie from 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple times when something like that comes up later this year, I've noticed. But yeah, I don't know. Don't watch this. It sucks. Anyway, I guess if you want to check us out on social media, you can check our Facebook page. It is Casino Royale with cheese, not one word. Our Yahoo email address is cheesymovie@yahoo.com. Twitter, casinoroyalewcheese, all one word, WCH, because there's not enough characters for the full thing. We got an Instagram, casinoroyalewcheese, all one word. Is that it? Is that all we got? Oh, you can check us out on iTunes, like the Podbean, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast from. It's Casino Royale with cheese, Casino Royale WCheese, all one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that doing this podcast was way more fun than watching the movie.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad we're on the same page with this, because the last shitty movie, Star Trek V, that we did, I don't hate that movie. It's not a good movie, but Mike was hating it.
You're a fucking Trekkie, Shane.
That's true. That's true.
Own it, embrace it, but you don't have to defend every piece of shit that comes out.
That is true. Speaking
And
of...
I know you would like this one because it has the word space in it.
There's a lot of crappy sci-fi out there. Don't get me wrong, brother. This was actually, I think, the second movie we've done where they tried to bring back an old like TV show and turn it into a franchise. Except Mission Impossible did it, and this one did not. But I don't know. I guess that's it from my corner, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's watch the taste out
Thanks
of
for
our
listening,
mouth.
guys. Love you all.
Yep. Make sure you listen in next week for City of Angels. I don't know. I wouldn't watch it if I were you beforehand, but we'll give you the lowdown on it anyway. So we'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.
Bye.
I'll be back.